What is risk management? Risk management is really a process of identifying vulnerabilities within your program area.
The idea of risk management is to consider risks as part of your daily job.
Usually I'm not approached about what it is. I'm approached about how to do it effectively. Risk management is not trying to put you in a box where you can't do risk-related work. It's trying to open up the box to say all risks can be looked at for what we do effectively as an organization, but let's look at it in a responsible way to mitigate what we know are concerns.
Risk management is just a paper exercise and a waste of time.
Personally, I believe that if you feel risk management is just a paper exercise, then clearly you're not putting enough into it to understand the value of the program.
Risk management is an opportunity to find out what's going on in your organization, what's going well, what's not going so well, and it also gives you an opportunity to get in front of problems before they become major problems.
We provide an opportunity to the program directors, the ability for them to understand what really risk management is.
Risk management opens doors. It's a way to let others know what's going on in your part of the organization and to get feedback on that. It is an opportunity for you to lead from where you stand.
Risk management is a way to place blame and put a negative spotlight on my program area.
So I've been involved with our risk management program since I've come to the NIH over almost 9 years ago. And never in our conversations or discussions or planning sessions in terms of risk management have we ever discussed putting blame on individuals. The whole point of this is really to help individuals do their job best and do better. And I see the risk management program as a tool in helping us do that.
Being a participant in the risk management program, it really allows you opportunities again to articulate what's important to you and what your program area needs in order to thrive. And it's really less about taking things away from your part of the organization and giving more resources to those who require them.
It's definitely not anything negative. And if it is a serious problem, it's better that it be handled in-house and that you don't have to read about it in the Washington Post before it's addressed.
Whomever thinks that this is a blame in someone's area or someone has done something wrong is looking at risk management the wrong way.
Risk management is not about placing blame on a particular area. It's about finding the opportunities and detecting early on what the problem areas are so that we can make our organization better.
Risk management has no clear goals or tangible results.
In terms of how colleagues across NIH are looking at the clinical trials reforms and activities, I think that risk and risk assessment has been a critical part of our discussions. I sit on a lot of committees where this is something that we discuss quite often. There are results coming out of it, either developing dashboards to make sure leadership has the information, that we're aware that leadership are getting the questions. So I think that those are the tangible results that I'm witnessing.
One of our, for instance, risks that we've identified for our organization is, in fact, our human capital. The EVS is done every year to sort of assess the state of our employee engagement and their perspective on what we're doing right as an organization, where we have perhaps gaps. And so we use the EVS tool as one of our tools to assess the state of our human capital. But one of our lowest ranking areas was in the area of holding people accountable or being given feedback. And so we see the PMAP as a means of being able to do that.
We had a risk manager who noticed that we were having a number of unauthorized procurements in our organization. She took the lead in going forward and attempting to do an audit of all of our purchase card transactions. Our purchase card transactions at the time of the audit were at 69% compliant. We, over the next year and a half, we improved that through training and just general education to nearly 90% of our purchase card transactions being compliant with the federal acquisition regulations.
We were paying interest rates because we weren't paying our bills on time, because we didn't have our processes worked out appropriately. So that introduced a risk, a reputational risk, which is one of the highest risks to NIH, when your reputation hits the paper for not doing things appropriately. It also is a financial risk because we were spending close to $800,000 in delayed payments for interest because we weren't paying our vendors on time. By showing it in our risk management program, attacking it by putting appropriate strategies and cost controls and changing policy and procedures, we brought that down from an $800,000 loss per year to less than $13,000 per year.
Part of risk management is really thinking about how we can do things differently, how we can be innovative.
So it's all about anticipation and about thinking through the implications of what you're about ready to do.
Everyone is a risk manager. We all should be looking forward, looking for ways to efficiently improve our processes and look for results.
Risk management and the processes that are involved in risk management, it's really about you, and what you're going to get out of it is what you put in it.
And everyone within an institute or an organization should really strive to think about how to improve their function within an organization.
The more that we can support one another and have the goal and mission in sight, I think that's the only way that we're going to be effective.